As we can see here on the right hand side, we have my plan for how we can solve this task. And as we can see, we have a main function. In the main function, we declare a dictionary. And this dictionary will contain the names of the players. But it will have one more thing, and that is the shirt names. So the shirt names will be the key and the names will be the values. So we declare that dictionary. After that, we display a header. After that, we can see that, all right, here we go into an infinite loop. And what we do in the loop is that we ask for a shirt number. Having received that, we print the name of that player. And then we continue here in this loop forever. So we see that we will never exit the loop and quit the script. We will stay in this loop forever. So to implement this, I will start by creating a script. And with the script created, I will start by creating the main function and declaring the dictionary. And we can see here I have created a dictionary with 3 entries with the shirt numbers 1, 2 and 3. And player number 1 is Kalle, number 2 is Pelle, and number 3 is Eric. So now when we have this, let's continue and see what we should do. We shall display a header, so give some information about how the script works. And after that, we're going to create this infinite loop. So let's start by doing that. And we can see here, right, we have added the header and we have created the loop. Now we just need to add these 2 bits here to read the shirt number and to display the name. We can see here that we read the number, and after that we have a print to display some information. What will we display? Well, we'll display the number that we entered, but we'll make sure to format it a little bit. We'll see when we print it, or when we run the script, how it looks. And then we also use the get function on the dictionary so that we can ask for the value connected to the key number. But if we can't find it, we will print this message instead. So let's try to run it and see how it works. So let's try with the shirt number 1. And we can see here, we line up the numbers here and we write that, all right, this is Kalle. And if we try another one, maybe 2, that is Pelle. 3, that was Eric. 4, we see that, all right, we made a mistake. There is no player with shirt number 4. So we can see what we have here is a solution to this task. But one thing we can see here when we run the script is that, all right, after having asked a few questions about shirt numbers, it becomes a little bit messy here. So maybe if we are in a hurry, we mistake the names that we read, so that, all right, maybe we ask for shirt number 3 and it gives us Eric, but we read Pelle instead. So wouldn't it be nice if it only shows the name that we're asking for, so that it deletes everything else? And we can actually make that happen. So what we're going to do now is we are going to add an extra feature, not described in the task, so it is something extra. And I'll add it and then we can talk about it. So I've made a few changes. Before we talk about them, let's try to run it and see how it looks when we run it. All right, let's restart it. So we see here, it looks the same when we start it, but if I ask for the name of whoever has shirt number 2, we see that, all right, it prints the name and then it automatically clears the screen here. So if we ask for 3, and after 2 seconds, it clears it all. So how did this happen? Well, we see here, we started by importing 2 modules, OS and time. OS stands for operating system, and we use that here to ask Python to run the clear command for us. And this will clear the screen. And if you're running this on Windows, instead of clear, you would use CLS. So in Mac or on Linux, you would use clear, and in Windows, you will write CLS instead of clear. So that just clears the screen. But we saw that we used a timer to make this happen. So we also used the time module, where it has a function called sleep that we can call. And here we specify how many seconds should it sleep for. So if we think about what happens here, all right, we come into the loop, we clear the screen, and then we print this information. I moved it from outside the loop because I want it to be printed every time. So we clear the screen, print this information, ask for the input, print the name of the player, and after 2 seconds we go back and clear it, and we're ready to receive another input. So we can see here, by importing 2 modules, we can add some extra functionality here. But remember, this last step was extra. That is not needed to actually solve the task. So what can we take with us from this task for the future? I think the main thing to take with us is what we did here. We used a dictionary. So we used it here when we created it, and here we used the get function to ask the dictionary to give us the value for this given key. And if it can't find it, it will return this instead. So I think those are the 2 main things to take with us. But we can also see with the extra functionality that I added, that in Python it's fairly easy to call commands on your computer and to make it sleep, for example. So that is something to remember for the future.